I thought the Indianapolis Colts, here you have a strong running game, a stud offensive line, receiving weapons, a defense that's got a great defensive coordinator and a lot of good pieces to it. I was leaning toward the Indianapolis Colts, but I ended up going with the Titans ahead of them. But here's the thing with the Colts. Now that Carson Wentz is hurt, Carson Wentz is, projected 1 to 5 months injury because of his broken foot. First off, that's quite the range. Obviously, it determines of how much he can play with the pain and can he, not injure it further. But regardless, and I had seen today someone say 8 to 10 weeks is what they anticipate him being out with a hurt foot. If Carson Wentz is out 8 to 10 weeks, like it's being kind of projected, that means he's missing the whole first month of the season. All of September, he'd be ready to come back in October. And yeah, you're missing, 4 games. But in my opinion, 4 games could be the decision, the difference in winning the division or not. They have to rely, the Indianapolis Colts have to rely now on Jacob Eason as their starting quarterback. And it's going to help. It's going to help that they've got a strong running game, that they've got good offensive line. They've got weapons. Jacob Eason coming into the NFL draft, day 2 pick, strong arm out of Washington, but he was raw. He left Washington early. He didn't play a ton there after transferring from Georgia. A lot of tools, but lacking that experience, lacking that refinement. And so there was some issues there, some concern. And then it comes out that, Jacob Eason really truly redshirted this past year in the NFL. They had Jacoby Brissett, the Colts did. They had Phillip Rivers. And, usually you think, oh, well, Jacob Eason's running the practice team. Nope. Jacoby Brissett was running the Colts practice squad. So you had Phillip Rivers as their starting quarterback. Jacoby Brissett was the backup and running scout team. Jacob Eason really didn't get any meaningful reps. So now you're hoping, and he's going to have the rest of the training camp. He's going to have preseason to get him up to speed, I should say. But that's a big jump for Jacob Eason to go from not really taking any meaningful snaps as a rookie to now being a starter on a team that's looking to make not only a run at the division, but a deep run into the playoffs. With Carson Wentz, if Wentz could have gotten back to what he was a couple years ago, it's not a stretch to say the Colts are challenging, to get to potentially an AFC Championship game. You got to get past the Chiefs. Got to get past the Bills. Hey, got to get past whoever's in the North. Got to get past the Titans. But they had on paper a lot. If Carson Wentz is a big if to begin with. A big if because Carson Wentz looked terrible last year. The Eagles gave up on him. Maybe it was the personality or whatever it was, but they gave up on him and traded him away. And so the Colts were hoping new scenery, reuniting with the old coach, an old coordinator, could really jumpstart him and get him back. But what we're seeing is what we saw in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz is injury prone. Concussions, knee injuries, now a foot injury. Almost every single year, Carson Wentz hasn't played a full season without getting hurt and missing time. And we're seeing it now with the Colts here. And it's going to cost him games. Even if Jacob Eason comes in and plays well, he's not going to, he doesn't have experience. He's still limited. They're going to go run heavy, take some deep shots to Michael Pittman and T.Y. Hilton and Paris Campbell. But I think this Carson Wentz injury drops them out of my pick or contending for my pick to win the South. And I think the Colts still finish second in this division, still push for a playoff spot, a wild card spot. But I think they're going to be at the bottom of that wild card hunt trying to get in rather than being that top wild card team.